We won't talk about that. It's not your interview.
No. Welcome to the Knowledge Boy Chronicles. I'm Dean Warrington, and in this podcast we dive into the journeys, techniques and experiences behind studying the knowledge of London. Today's episode we have Paul Drinkwater, and before we get started, make sure you like, subscribe and follow the channel so you don't miss any future episodes. Taxi! Today we're here with Paul Drinkwater. Paul, thank you for coming along and telling us your story. So you've started the knowledge. What inspired you to just get on the knowledge?
A long time ago, I actually left school at 16 and went to work in a bank, in a retail bank in Burnside Broadway, up near Edgware. 16, there was loads of work then. It didn't work out, didn't like it, and I applied to do the knowledge a couple of years later.
When you
I was about 19 when I applied at Penton Street.
Do you know what year that was?
Crikey, yeah, that was 1989, something like that.
Jeez.
Yeah, Penton Street. Went in, applied, didn't work out.
What didn't work out?
I had a little minor misdemeanor.
Oh, okay.
And
You mean they didn't accept you on?
No, they didn't. And that, at the time, it's something, what I did was something that you'd get a slap on the wrist for now.
Yeah.
It's nothing. And that was pretty gutting. So that didn't work out. So it's kind of come full circle, So there's a lot in between there I could talk to you about.
How old are you now?
I'm 54.
So, yeah, we're nearly of a similar generation. I'm 59, but we know the similar things. And Penton Street was a great venue, but you didn't get to go there.
I went in there. I went in there, queued up. I remember the windows
behind the jump. They used to call it. Yeah.
Long queue as well. I don't know if it was busy back then, but so yeah, that was. I had the maps, had everything, thinking, where we go. Didn't work out, and wanted to do something, So I got myself a HGV Class 1.
Yeah. Did
that. Never used it. I've got that at 21. Did a little bit of work in delivery world, but not on that sort of scale. Did a little bit in rigid stuff and that, So went on a golfing holiday, played a lot of golf, and me and my mate went to Portugal. Ended up living there for a while. Came back and had to knuckle down, kid on the way, and got myself a job in a business which was a growing business. It became massive, and it was a leasing company. Part of which became one of the biggest bank in the world in the mid 2000s. So it was a company which was part of under the umbrella of a huge bank. So I was there for 27 years.
You don't want to name the bank?
I can do. So it's NatWest now. It was NatWest originally. It became RBS, which was the biggest bank in the mid 2000s. And then NatWest have come back in.
Yeah.
So I kind of worked my way up from the bottom and became a good level, good high grade in leasing. They did boats, cars, planes. IT is what we specialised in, and I sold the equipment when it came back off lease. So had markets all over the world, and built it from nothing into a business within a business. If you know what I mean. The bubble burst, didn't it, at the end of the 2000s, and the RBS especially was saved by us taxpayers, the government, and they did a lot of cost cutting over the following years, obviously, and I thought I'd be up for redundancy sometime in the early 2010s. Never happened. My job kept going and going and going, and I got eventually made redundant at the end of 2024. And other job offers came in, headhunted. I said to my wife, I want to get out of that. I want to get away, And she knew what I wanted to do because I always kind of touched on it. And we're out in the West End one afternoon, and we jumped in the black cab. We were in Borough Market, and we got in a cab up to Covent Garden, chatting away with him. And I mentioned that, kind of like to get basically. And he's just convinced me in that short taxi ride, this is what you got to do. And she's bought into it as well.
The driver convinced you?
It gave me a bit of inspiration in a 20-minute ride. And he was like, go and do it. Yeah, so applied and didn't start anything till I got accepted for obvious reasons, because in the back of your mind, you're still there, you see. You still think, oh, well, when I get in it. And obviously I did, no problem at all, but you don't you don't realise that it's no problem at all. You're straight in, and it started. I spoke to you last Christmas, and I got the books off Fiona, and then away I went. I started on the Knowledge Point actually.
Yeah.
And first week I was out in the December a year ago. I met 3 knowledge boys or girls, and they're all like, "Oh no, you don't want to do it like that. You want to get all your runs in first." And I thought, is this a coincidence, Or and I'd spoke to you on the phone, going, "No, you don't do it like that, Paul, as well." So I just thought, okay, let's do that. And
I want to add something to that, though. I mean, I guarantee that if you did meet Knowledge Point guys out on the bike there, and you was doing the whiz way, they'd say to you, "You don't want to."
I'm sure, but that didn't happen, and it was 3 people over, because you don't often see people. You do more and more now, but there might be in cars more, I think now. So, but I didn't see anyone else for a couple of months, so it's just like fate, I suppose.
You've touched on the car bit, which is I'd like to emphasise a little bit. There's a lot of people over the past, I think even 20 years, the car became more and more dominant. So people weren't seeing knowledge bikes out on the road. And the car aspect really is completely suboptimum. It's ridiculous. For me, it's an absolute no. I wouldn't do it. Yeah. And anybody who's doing it in a car, you have to sort of look at them as slightly less seriously.
Okay.
It's very, very difficult to do in a car. Pedal bike, motorbike, walking, roller skates are all better than doing the knowledge in a car.
I'll tell you what, I from my experience, limited experience, it's absolutely this week we're in January now. It's very cold outside, right?
Yes.
And this weekend it was minus whatever at 8 o'clock in the morning, Saturday and Sunday.
-5 today, I think Lee just told me.
Yeah, it is. And I didn't go out on the bike, but at 7, 8 o'clock and wait for it to get light. I'm going out in the car. I'm doing the missing pieces around the city. It was fine. It was the weekend.
Yeah.
It was -5. And it was nice to be in the car, if I'm honest. But no, tomorrow morning I'm out on the bike. Yeah.
Harder. Well, in knowledge terms, all the old knowledge boys, not so much the modern ones, because so many are doing it in cars. But we always counted the knowledge on winters. You needed to, how many winters have you done? Because everybody with tears in their eyes will tell you how many winters they've done, because it is, that's the
it's funny
nemesis.
Because I hadn't heard that before. I've heard that now once before you just said it.
Yeah.
My niece's green badge, she passed when she was 22. She's 35 now.
Wow.
And her husband, Michael, mention his name, that's all right. He's been at 20 years. And I was at his house last week, and he's come around, we'll do a bit point to point. And he said that, all right, you've got 2 more winters in you.
Yeah.
And I was like, and wow, you just said it. And because it stayed with me when he said that. And because, that's...
We all know the pain. Yeah. Counting the winters is definitely an old classic cliche from all of us.
Yeah, there you go.
But how far have you got now?
So I did the blue books, finished those in, I think, July of last year, August. Felt like I had gaps, obviously, and I remember speaking to you and I said, "What's next?" And I said, I feel like I need to do missing pieces, because I just felt there were gaps. And you go, "No, you can go and start point and go 100 times ask." Did that. Went round once.
Yep.
Then I signed up for the school and started looking now at the missing pieces, because I've done the West End and I feel so much better about it. And I know that you mentioned that it needs a little bit of updating, but even just for the roads.
It's all road-based, yes.
Yeah, it was brilliant.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant. So doing the city ones now, done about 20 of, I think, 40. I'm going to do the Kensington, Victoria and Chelsea.
Yes.
And then I'm going to go back to the pointing.
Yes. Perfectly good idea. As long as you've got a foundation of points, about 1,500, which you've done, you've got the big ones out of the way. Then expand on your road knowledge, which is the thing about the missing pieces is exactly what you said. We used to get a point that would disappear and you needed to change the run. And I'd be heartbroken because the point wasn't the issue. The run was the absolute essence of everything. That's what the missing pieces are about. They are not about the start point and the finish point at all. It's about the route it's trying to create. And the philosophy was you needed to create the cleverest, most complicated, valid route possible to give the most information in as little roads as possible. there were some great runs in the old missing pieces, but they do need a slight update just with the start and finish points, which may take away much of the beauty of the run itself.
You've made me feel good about that, because I haven't really been doing it as the first and the start and end points. I know there are points on there, some of them a little out of date, but I've just been doing it purely on the roads.
Yeah,
just been learning the roads and calling the roads. Yeah, so I was calling a blue book a day, but since I started doing this, I know it's not the way that you'd like to do it, or you'd like us to do it. Is I'm doing 40, but I'm doing missing pieces as well.
Yep.
And I will go back to 80 once I've done them, and on the 5th.
But you're doing the missing. Well, you could get the missing pieces is a book.
Yeah.
So you could just do blue book, missing pieces. You can do 4 days blue book, 5th day missing
when
pieces.
I've got the missing pieces complete, I will.
Okay.
And so I'm doing 40 a day of the blue book, half a book, and all the missing pieces that I've done, and I've done 80 so far. So I'm doing that, and it's kind of a lot, I think.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go to that 5th day.
The format as well you need to watch out for, what tells you whether everything is working properly, is that the 40 runs that you're doing of Blue Book, it means it's going to take 8 days to cycle rather than 4. You need to make sure that on the 8th day, when you start cycle again, time yourself, and has any time been lost? So if the speed is the same, it's perfect. Because the only thing about calling 80 a day is we seem to be able to maintain them much easier. They come round quicker, so we don't lose anything. But there is some stage, and it is about a 2-week schedule. After 2 weeks, what you could call in 30 minutes becomes 35 minutes. And on that decline, you keep that up. It becomes an hour, and slowly gets worse.
I can tell you 100%, I hate it. I'm going back to 80 as soon as I can.
Yeah.
But I've got to get this under my belt first.
Yeah.
If I feel I need blocks, I need to get through each block as I go. And I'm pushing to get. I went out. I think I did 16 missing piece runs on the weekend. You know, it can be done on those.
They don't realise that there are a lot of them, especially West End or City. We're talking short distances. A lot of the runs, they might have so many roads in them, but they're all short. I would say doing 8 a day was easy-ish standard.
Yeah, okay.
Doing 16, they blur into each other. But again, the philosophy could be do 16 today, but then tomorrow do exactly the same 16 twice.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, I could. I don't think I could cope with 16 in one day personally. I think I got to 8 or 9, maybe.
Yeah. I thought you said you'd done 16.
No, I did 16 over the weekend.
Over the weekend,
so Saturday and Sunday.
So that was
in the car.
Because I was thinking, I was trying to give you credit there because 16 is fucking enormous.
No. No, my brain couldn't.
No.
Touching on the brain at men in their 50s. It's kind of I get frustrated if I can't call the book the way I was calling it.
Yeah.
So I'm really want to get back to 80 a day.
Good. That frustration is a very good fail-safe.
Okay.
And we must have that. If you're not frustrated, if you losing the blue book once you've got it to a reasonable standard is a disaster. And anybody watching should actually understand that part. I mean, you never want to go backwards on this. It must be. I used to tell people when they first started, live in fear of not calling your blue book because it's a heartbreaking thing that you could call 80 runs in 30 minutes, for example. You're very quick, and then you've neglected it and suddenly realised that you're now calling 80 runs in 2 hours, and you suddenly think, no, this is not good.
Only people who've doing it or have done it can understand, I think, that what it does to you.
Yeah.
I don't drink because I couldn't do this, right? And I love a drink, don't get me wrong. And I'm not saying I'm teetotal, but I can't do it because it's the frustration, and that's your own fault.
Yep.
If you do that, it's your own fault. Also, one non-negotiable for me is exercise. I do it every day. I did a 5K this morning before I come up here. I used to do a lot more.
Yeah.
I can't do that now. I'm focused on this, but I won't ever let that fall, because I feel that helps me with my whole mentality, and I don't know, just also what you eat as well. You know, I know it sounds very scientific, but
we're a different generation, Paul. I look at my dad's friends. Funny enough, my dad is one of the lucky ones genetically. My dad's 80, and you probably look at him and think he was 60. So you
don't look your age either, Dean.
No. But again, that's what I'm saying about our generation. I remember being in the pub with my dad when I was about 18, and everybody in the pub when I was 18, they're all dead now. but they were in their 50s, and I'm sure they were in their 90s. They were drinkers and smokers, and healthy eating didn't exist. Not that when we was kids, probably had a massively healthy eating diet. I mean, spam and chips was staple diet for us. I don't even know what spam is.
It was education, wasn't it? People weren't told so much, were they? I mean, we'd eat healthy food because you got to go and buy it. It was healthy as healthy as it could be, you know. But yeah, times have changed very much so. And
when you say you done 5K, you done a 5K run?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. I couldn't do that. That's beyond me.
You could.
No, I can't run. Honestly, running. I actually
not straight away. You could do it. Anyone
Well, I walk. So I would walk in the mountains when I'm in Turkey, and I've done some walks where I've walked 11 kilometers up the mountain and in, realizing I got to get back. And I've come back with my legs are wobbling all over the place, and my wife would be like,
"That's a long way."
Yeah, it's a long way up and down. But I love the walking. I really do love the walking, and I can get in a stride. But the running, literally, I've never been a fan. I'm a skateboarder, but I've never been a fan of running since school. Where I used to be in the 1500 meters in school.
Best event, Blue Ribbon. Yeah.
But I couldn't run now to save my life, and but again, I'm not sure if running at our age is the most healthiest exercise.
I had a bit of a lifestyle switch up in 2017, 18. I had a health checkup, and it weren't good. It was like they actually. Well, I was still in the bank, and they used to get it sort of for free because these are a perk of the job, you know. And they give you life expectancy on it. Actually gave you a approximate.
Well, they said you should have been dead 7 years ago.
Thanks. No, not quite. So bear in mind, at the time I was, I don't know, mid to late 40s or whatever I was. So yeah, 47. And I looked at it, and on no word of a lie, it said 67 on it, and it was a massive wake up call. I think my lifestyle was you know, not the best, and so I got.
Really, I can't believe that.
Honestly, I've still got it. I've still got it. One day I'll show you. I'll find it and I'll bring it in. And it, you know, all your cholesterol levels, all them terrible weight and everything. So, it's to smoke, it's to drink.
Oh, you smoked?
Yeah, did all that.
Heavy smoking?
No, not heavy, but you know,
daily.
Daily. Yeah,
yeah, smoke.
At that stage it was probably less than 10 a day, but it's still smoking, right? You know, and I don't know if you ever smoked, but
I haven't done a cigarette in my life.
Good for you.
No.
Worst thing I ever did.
Yeah.
And the hardest thing I ever to give up.
Yeah.
It was very hard. I was trying to give up for years. Eventually cracked it with a combination of exercise, which I started exercising, and then I thought, oh, you want to go further, and then that kind of all fell into place. And then one thing, it was, I don't know, it just all sort of happened over the course of 18 months.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you're in a completely different place. Lost probably 3 stone, you know. So I'm not a tall guy, but you know,
He was carrying 3 stone.
Yeah.
I'm a kilos man now.
I'm a pounds man. So 14 pounds, right?
2.2 pounds to a kilo. And
I don't know kilos.
3 stone is a lot.
Yeah, so 40 pounds. So whatever that is in kilos, yeah.
If you went half, it would be 8 kilos roughly, something like 8 kilos.
So in stone, I went from, I don't know, 14 to 11, just to simplify it, you know. As a 5'8" man, it's quite a lot, you know, and that got all my numbers kind of back in line. You BMI down to, because all these things at our age is kind of, you got to look at them. I was at 28, and now I don't know if you know about it. You should be below 25, and I was at 24.
Yeah, I've done this thing with my height, weight, and whatever, and it says I'm obese.
That's BMI. That should be it. Yeah.
I mean, you look at it, you think obese, really? I'm not sure about that.
Well, it's quite a big range, that one though, because I think in number terms it's 25 to 27 or something like that. Yeah. Puts you overweight actually, and then you can just flip it. I don't know. But you know, you carry it well.
No, but it's all about eating. And when we become taxi drivers, there's it's not the best laid plans of mice and men. It's the people make these plans that they just can't adhere to. So their idea is, I'm going to pass out in the cab, and I'll be back in the gym. And it's the same as I'm going to give up smoking when it's Christmas. It's the same.
Absolutely.
And I found with everything, it's like, no, if you're a person who wants to go to the gym and you're doing the knowledge at the same time, then you do both at the same time.
Yeah,
you go to the gym
totally.
now, no postpone it, and you give up smoking now. Getting to the smoking one, my dad had a heart attack driving along. I have to say, this is my imagination of where it happened, because I don't think he remembers, but I think it was Lower Thames Street. He was in a lorry and he had a heart attack in the lorry and pulled onto the fire station forecourt, and the fireman came out and saved him. Now, whether it was that fire station or not, I don't know, but my imagination has placed it there. But that's the story. He pulled on it. They saved him. He went to hospital. He had a quadruple heart bypass. The doctor said, if you start smoking again, I'll never treat you again. He gave up that day. He's terrified of dying, my dad. So, done, stopped.
And he never went back.
Never went back. And it was in his 40s. And
Excellent.
both his brothers, my dad's a big family, there's 11 of them. Yeah. He has 3 brothers, all younger than him, much younger than him. All of them are brown bread. Yeah. But they were heavy drinkers, heavy smokers, and died very, very young from cancers and alcohol poisoning and whatever. So my dad's reached 80 and he's as fit as a fiddle now and looks great. So this smoking and drinking aspect, you can't maintain that lifestyle.
There's similarities there from my family.
Yeah.
My dad's, and my uncles, they all did. One uncle in particular, Uncle Bill, he died 3 years ago, 98. He gave up smoking 60 a day in 1946. He was 23, just after the war. He was still in over there, and he never smoked after that. He never drank, and he had a very long life. And I think that's kind of a similar thing going on there. So
smoking and drinking can really take years off you.
Oh.
It's the repetition of it. I mean, we can all do it a little, and surprisingly, you can do it a lot whilst you're still healthy, and then stop and undo a lot of the damage.
Yeah, they say after 10 years, your chances are, for another 10, they are again. Yeah. So it's just how it makes you feel.
This gets back to the exercise part and the and driving the cab. One of my little tricks and suggestions when people drive the cab is you don't realise you can be sitting down for a long time. Nearly every single fare that you do is whenever you can, open the door, walk around the cab once and come back in. Just because the blood is just sitting in your legs all the time and you need that. Just put some life back in your legs.
Yeah.
A lot of people suffer from very specific ailments in the cab. Certainly hemorrhoids and blood to the legs kind of things. What's it called? Varicose veins and all that sort of stuff. So you are not on appearances at the moment?
No, not yet. I am. That's so I kind of mentioned where I am in terms of like starting to going to get solid stuck into the point-to-point in.
Yep.
That's I've left it a bit late. But it's I'm a year in, so I'm going to do that. Meeting someone tomorrow, funnily enough, and my niece and her husband, they can go and see them. So I want to get a couple to 3 months of that under my belt, get a bit better at it, and but I want to get on them. I'm going to get on them, and I'm not going to leave it too long. Maybe I'm a year in, so I see myself to be early spring. Something like that.
Yeah. Let's go back to the fact that you said you started off at knowledge points. So you was obviously doing points whilst you was doing runs, and then you swapped to doing just runs and then done the points afterwards. Yeah. What did that do to you mentally? How did you feel about that?
Okay, so it's quite overwhelming. I found it overwhelming. Going out there, firstly, you're a bit lost anyway, and you got to try and find places which, are on their dumbbell, if you like, and I struggled at it, and I just it was early, so you kind of quite keen, so you keep going. I think I did about I was on my first 16 runs, and then funny enough, I did about 14, and then I saw Fiona, and I did the 15th one, the Wizam win. I've just kept going through that like that.
I mean, to add to this, to get to people understand it, the argument put forward, there's 2 flaws to the argument put forward about doing the runs and the points together. One is that the fact that you are there, so you may as well do the points whilst you're there, as if in some way you're saving time, and you're not. You're also finding stuff that is not relevant to the long term. And you can only learn so much in one day. So whether it be 4 runs with no points, quite literally, it's about 1 run with points is the equivalent of learning 4 runs without.
Right.
And the other thing is that learning runs and points, they're totally 2 different disciplines, 2 different sports entirely. So every time you go home, the training and the revision aspect becomes 2 complete separate aspects that makes it even harder again. So it's very, very overwhelming. And just doing the 4 runs, you get into a pattern, and now it becomes like a marathon run. You've just got to keep 1 step in front of the other, keep going, keep going, keep going. And ideally, my plan is always try and finish them in 20 weeks. Mm-hmm. And then you've got 10 weeks to get up to about 1,500 to 2,000 points. Mm-hmm. And then you carry on from there step by step. So there's a logical format.
Yeah. It's something I could relate to so much more. Yeah. I know everyone's different. This was the way for me. And I just felt I was accomplishing something a little bit quicker. Mm-hmm. And knowing that I was just ticking this box and then getting on to the next one, getting on to the next one like that.
I'm not a fan of the idea of, there's different strokes for different folks. I don't believe that in terms of the education of this. And in terms of most educations, there's lots of scientific studies now and videos about this idea about I'm a visual learner, and it's been pretty much proven to be a fallacy. That they then do tests with 100 people and teach them in exactly the same way, and the optimum method worked for everybody. They didn't have any different way of learning to anybody else. And it is this idea of optimums, and I've always worked on that basis. The idea that people study to, this idea of doing the dumbbells, is a 70-year-old made-up idea when the knowledge could be done in 6 months. Yeah. And not only that, it could be done in 6 months. They had 468 runs to learn. How did they have more to learn and could do it all, and appearances, in less time than now? The method they was being told to do had no relationship to it at all. The people that were studying it figured out quite quickly. Get the runs done so you can call the runs. And then when you go up, Dave got asked exactly the same questions as Bob. Right. Learn those questions. And this is also true of any exam. And as a teacher, any school teacher would tell you, the teacher roughly knows what's going to be in the exam. So why are we studying ancient Egypt when I know it's going to be about the Romans? Right. Because I want you to pass and have the best results. So let's study what I know is going to be in the exam so we can get the results up. And all exams are in a little way just an entry ticket to the system. I've seen you studying in the class as well, and you're doing really well. You've got the determination. You've got that.
Always beating myself up all the time. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. I always think I'm not doing as well as like it should be.
Yeah.
I do. But I think that's a bit of a motivation as well. And it's not going to be a cop-out. I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up. I'll come back and do another one of these in 6 months. I'll tell you.
Hopefully, when you've given up.
Well, just go for a drink or something up the road. But no, I am enjoying it. I'm definitely enjoying it. The frustration is I find it's a motivator as well. I don't know. It's hard to explain it, isn't it? Yeah. It's a journey, as they say.
Well, Paul, I wish you all the best with it. We're here to help you, and you're doing very, very well. I will have you back on and another chat one day. Just keep us informed of how you're getting on.
Will do.
Hopefully you'll be out soon.
Thank you very much, Dean. Appreciate it.
Taxi!